And welcome to part 2 of our video on how to listen and engage in your community with eCairn conversation. In part 1, we showed you how to navigate the list of conversation, how to perform a simple search, and filter on specific social networks. We also showed you how to configure topics in order to zoom on what's really important for you, and how to leverage the annotation mechanism in order to take actions on the most relevant conversations in support of various business needs. But there is a lot more you can do with eCairn conversation. Indeed, you can view trends, you can create subscription to share with the outside world, you can export conversations, and you can also analyze the conversations automatically using the conversation intelligence engine. So let's start with trends. So let's pick a topic, for example, HTC Android. And I click on the trend button at the top. And now what I see is a chart showing the evolution of the volume of conversations on HTC Android over time. And here it's basically displayed on a weekly basis, but I can have a daily chart or a monthly chart. Also, something very useful is when there is a peak of conversation, I may want to analyze and try to understand what created the peak of conversation. So I click on that particular week, and what happened. And when I do that, the list of conversations is narrowed to only those that have taken place between February the 14th and February the 20th. Then I can read each conversations one by one and really do an analysis and understand why there was a peak during that week. There is also a very cool refine option. So you see the pull down at the top left. If I click on it, I can, for example, narrow my list only to conversation that my team has annotated. There aren't a lot here because this is sort of a demo project. I can even look at the conversation that have been rated in the context of sentiment analysis, and I get a nice sentiment graph. I mean, again, just a few conversations have been rated, but we can see those that have been rated positively, neutral, and negatively. Now everything can be exported, so you can export conversations with different format, and you can also export different chunk of conversations, up to 5,000 conversations at a time. You can export also the chart as an image, or you can export the raw data as a CSV file. So for example, if you want to benchmark HTC Android with, say, Motorola Android, well, you just have to pull the charts for both topics and then export the raw data into a spreadsheet and combine the two together, and then you can create one chart with the two graphs. And sometimes you don't have time to go through the conversations one by one, but you still want to understand what the conversation is all about. And that's something you can do with our conversation intelligence feature. This is a feature that's available only to the standard and premium packages. And the way it works is you export conversations in a CSV file up to 5,000, and you feed that into our conversation engine, and it will capture the key expressions found when analyzing the conversation. And here what we see looks like a tag cloud, but notice this is not single word. Those are several words together, and of course the meaning increases as you put several words together. So that's something that you can use in order to really understand the essence of the conversation, and then reuse that in your collateral or messaging. Now you can also create an RSS feed on the topic or even on a search. So for example, on HTC Android, if I click on the subscribe button, I create an RSS feed for that topic, and I can basically then offer that to the outside world so that they can subscribe to it, or I can transform that into a widget and put that on my website. You can even create an RSS feed on insightful conversations that you found and share that with your managers or your client if you're an agency. So this is the end of part 2 of our video on how to listen and engage in your community. Now you can put everything that you saw in practice. Enjoy working with eCairn conversation. Goodbye.